Hi, it's Lauren Bartley, Director of Impactivate, Chief Rabbit at Social Rabbit, and the creator of FB Business Success here. Today I'm going to do a review of Houghton Strategic Solutions Facebook page, just to give some advice to Melinda and her team on how they can improve their Facebook page. Now, on first visiting this page, I must say that I'm really impressed. I quite like the banner across the top, from a branding perspective. And I know I have seen Melinda's branding, her business cards and her website, and this reflects that, which is great. And I love the catchphrase, financial planning for real people. And I know that that's something that they use throughout all of their publications and promotions as well. And some people may think that financial planning is only for people with loads of money, but this kind of puts a different slant on it. Now, taking a look at the page, straight away something that's really sticking out at me is that you've actually got this set up as a community page and not a business page. Now, I know that it is a business that you operate, and therefore I would suggest that you change that into a business page, because what you're going to find is you're actually limited in some of your functionality. And as someone within the FB Business Success online training program, when you go through my training modules, you'll probably notice that some of the stuff that I'm telling you that you should do is actually not possible on a community page. So I'd go straight away into your edit page settings and I'd select that you're a business rather than a community page, and then go through and pick the appropriate category. And when you do so, you'll also have the option, say you set yourself up as a consultancy business services, which is probably more in line with what you actually are, and you'll have the ability in your about section to put a little description that allows you to include your website URL, so you can drive traffic back to your website directly from a hyperlink here that you would just click on, and it would take people straight to your website. Now I'm just going to go in and have a look at your about section anyway and see what you've got in here. You've got your location there, which is fantastic, so people can find you, and also your hours of operation, and that's going to be dependent upon what category you have as to what actually shows up here. But just having a look at what you've actually got in the about section, I would probably build that out a bit more, use more of your keywords as to how you'd like to be found, because this is the page that Google looks for the keyword rich text to be able to work out where you're going to appear in search within Google. And then also I'd look at your description here. I think if this is the only information you're telling me about your business, you're just not selling it enough to me. So what I'd like to see here is maybe, you talk about how this is financial advice for real people. How about we get some real people testimonials in here, or some more information as to what it is you can actually do for me? Because reading through your description, it doesn't make me want to pick up the phone and say, hey, yeah, I need your help. You need to convince me more here. And what I also want you to convince me more of is why I should like your page. What is it? What's in it for me? Are you going to give me financial advice? What are you going to give me? Give me some info. I'm just not seeing that here. So I think you can do a little bit of work in there. Now let's click back to your page. Okay, now let's go and have a look at the content that you're sharing on your page. Now, at the date of recording, it's actually the 14th of August, and I'm seeing that your last post was the 7th of August. So it's going to come as no surprise to you that I think you should be posting far more frequently. Try to be posting, I like to say, at least once a day. And I know that might be hard if you don't have a steady source of content that you can use. But as I go through your page here, you're actually doing some really good stuff. So I think you just need to do more of it. So I love this post here, how we're you're actually, talking about what's going on within your business in terms of, bringing on new staff. And also I saw one down a little bit further. I'll come back to the cats. Yeah, here we've got, birthday flowers from a very special client. Now, if I was the client, I'd feel pretty pleased that you've posted that on there. And we've also got here, congratulations to your administration manager, Rose, who's completed her diploma of financial planning. So that's great to share the stories of the people within your business, because people relate to people on Facebook, not necessarily to businesses. And as you can see, we've got a bit of, congratulations there for Rose, which she no doubt deserves. Now, I must admit, when I looked at this just briefly before, I got a little bit like link number 1, if you're wondering what BNI is. Now, as someone who's just visiting your page, to see link number 1, I wasn't sure if that meant I need to click on link number 1 or what this was referring to. So whenever you post something, even though you might be doing a series of posts, you need to understand that not everyone's going to have seen all of the content that you've shared. When I went back here through your thing, I see now last one, and I'm like, okay, what's last one? And then somewhere else we've got second one. And so it was really out of context for me, and I was a little bit confused. So I now understand, after looking at your page into a little bit more details, that you're promoting this BNI networking group, which is great. And I think you should do that. You're obviously a big part of this, and it's a great service for other businesses. But just be a little wary when you do a series of posts like that, not to make it confusing. Think of it, yes, create a series by all means, but make sure when you're doing so that it still makes sense as a standalone post in isolation. Now we've got here happy financial year, everyone. Now I'm assuming that you have a little bit to do either in the lead up or post financial year, being in the financial planning side of things. But then when I look back around this time, I'm not actually seeing a lot of information coming up. And again, this comes to posting frequency. What value can you add to people around this end of financial year time? And really, I would have expected to see a high buzz of activity in this period, which I haven't seen. So, yep, more content planning is what you need to do. Now, everyone that's been looking through this has probably noticed that there's a little bit of a cat obsession going on. And it's funny, actually, that you have these here, because I had an interesting conversation just in the week with one of my clients about cats and how, cats creating engagement. And should I include cats, to get more likes, clicks and shares? Well, not if they're totally irrelevant, but I like the spin of what you're doing here. In most cases, I would say don't just include cat pictures because they get engagement, unless you can put them into context and make them relevant. And you have. So this is cute. There's so many new laws and regulations surrounding superannuation it's hard to keep up or understand. And then you've got like this cat that looks like, potentially is, overwhelmed by all these books of legislation. That's great. And I would encourage you to do more of that. And you're doing that really well on your page, which is really good to see. And where was the other cat one that I saw further up here? Okay, worried about heating costs. And here we've got a cute little cat with a jumper on. Yep, awesome. Love it. Keep doing it. It's good. The only thing I probably question is whether or not you own the rights to those images, because you don't want to just be, stealing other people's content and sharing it as your own. Now, something else I saw in here, and you are mixing up your content with images and clicks through to more information and links, which is great. And then down here we've got an image which looks to be a little bit, obviously it's very much text overloaded. So one, if you wanted to advertise this post, you wouldn't be able to because there's more than 20% text in here. And also it's quite busy, and there's two schools of thought. One is that you want everything to be within the square dimensions that people are going to see within this news feed, which is 404 by 404 on a desktop computer. And another one is that if someone clicks on the image, which I'm just doing now, and sorry, a bit of this has been cut off within the screen capture that I've got here, but they will see the full image. And yes, although you can't see the full image is displayed on my monitor here. And when people do click on those images, it registered with Facebook that they're a little bit interested in your content. Not a lot interested. It comes well below shares, comments and likes, and then link clicks, and then just clicking on images is even further down the ranking. But that can be one strategy to try and get more engagement and get more people to at least show Facebook that they're clicking on something that you're sharing. So I'd probably try both and have a look at your engagement within your insights to see what's working for you. But one thing I really like about this particular post is that you've got 9 shares. Now that sparked my interest, and I wanted to go in and see 9 shares for this. Like, who's doing this? And then having a look, and Rose, who, congratulations on your award, Rose. She's sharing, so obviously within your staff. And we've got productive networking, which I'm not sure if is related to you or not. And the page is sharing it again as another story when we're getting to the last chance. Now, just a little bit on that. I would probably post that again as fresh content because Facebook actually doesn't give you as much reach for shared posts as what it does for posts that you create as a one-off. So there's nothing wrong with uploading the same image again, a couple of weeks down the track and sharing it as posting as fresh content rather than sharing it. And then I'd probably just say, hey, Melinda, why haven't you shared this yourself? Rose is doing an awesome job. And any other staff within your business as well. See whether or not they can be sharing things so that they get more reach. Because people may not know that this is just Rose from within your business sharing it. When they see this in their newsfeed, and I'll just close this off again, what they're going to see is that there's 2 comments, 2 likes and 9 shares and think, oh, wow, this is pretty good. I better check this out because it's got that social proof element in it. They can't see that it's Rose that's sharing all that information. So I think that's a great way to, and particularly to have your staff sharing and sharing in groups and that kind of thing, is a great way to potentially expose the content you're sharing to more people. Because with only 71 people liking your page at this point in time, you're not going to be getting a big reach for the content that you are posting. So any additional sharing that can happen is obviously a bonus. Now, while we're talking about this low number of people that like your page at present, I think what you really need to do as a priority is to go into your build audience feature within your admin panel and start doing some of the things to increase the number of people that like your page. So you might want to import your client database, and even if it's not your client database, then your prospective client database, any of that in there, and invite them to like your page. Share it within groups, and also getting your staff to invite their friends to like the page, and also looking at what you can be doing away from Facebook to promote this. So what can you be doing around, and I noticed you had that event that was in there that you were promoting. So what happened at that event? Which is now past. So what happens here at this education workshop? What did you do to promote people to come and like your Facebook page? And what are you doing in store when people come in for their financial planning advice? What are you doing in terms of regular emails to people who are on your database to advise them of the fact that you're on Facebook? And your business cards, those types of things. What more can you be doing to promote the fact that you're on Facebook? I'd also look at what value proposition you have, and I know I spoke a little bit about that when I talked about the About section, but I'd look at whether or not you can do something where perhaps you did an app on Facebook page where you encourage people to like your page in exchange for a free PDF ebook download. And I'm imagining with the financial planning expertise that you've got within your organisation that you could put together a simple 4-page PDF document. It can be that simple, and asking people to like your page in exchange for that document. And if you can capture an email address at the same time, then that might assist you also if you do have an email marketing campaign that you run. But if it can just be a like only, then that's great also, because the less barriers you can put in place, then the more likely you are to receive those initial likes. And you do want to get your likes up, because whilst you're hovering around the 71 mark, most people that visit your page will think only 71 people like this, it can't be that good. So you need to do some things to boost your numbers first, and then once you've boosted your numbers, then you could, if email marketing is a big part of what you're doing, you can always then have posts later on that says sign up for my email marketing, but obviously worded with a better value proposition than that. Now, in terms of posts, I did mention that you need to be creating more content. I'd look to see what you can be doing in just basic tips. So your financial planning for real people. I consider myself to be a real person, and therefore, am I part of your target market? And if so, from a financial perspective, just, purely as someone who could be a potential customer of yours, I'd love to know some tips around, how I can be saving money, how I can be investing my money, any little shortcuts that you can offer. And this can be simple advice around things like fuel vouchers, or just taking a photo when you're at coffee club and having a photo of your loyalty card and saying how much money that you save by picking up a loyalty card at your favourite coffee store. Like just simple tips like that that keep you in the news feed and keep you front of mind in regards to, financial planning, money saving type issues that people are likely to engage with. That when one of your real people actually feels the need to take it to the next level and get a little bit more serious about financial planning, that straight away they think, got to go to Houghton Strategic Solutions, got to go back to their Facebook page, there's their contact details, right, I'm picking up the phone and I'm booking my appointment. Now before we finish up, I just want to go and find another post that I found earlier when I was searching through this and show this, because I think this would be a great learning point for some other people that are watching this. Now I see here that you've done a promotional video, and I'm just going to click on this so that we can see the actual video itself. And here, because I clicked within here, oh, there we go. Sorry, I'll just pause that. Because I've clicked within that image there, it's actually showing me within Facebook itself, and I'm not being booted off the page. Now, if I had have clicked on this option up here, it actually takes me to the YouTube channel. So I suppose there's one of two things I just want to point out here. Again, I'll just pause that. If you actually want to be driving traffic away from Facebook, then by all means keep that hyperlink in there, and I'll just show you here. But if you want to keep the traffic within Facebook, then do what you did over here and actually take that link out. So you can just share it. Once it populates, once the video pops up looking like this, then you can go in your status update and actually delete that if you want to. However, if you're trying to build a presence on YouTube as well, then there's no problem at all with allowing people to be transported out into YouTube. And I'm just going to go over to YouTube to make this video bigger on the screen, and then I'm just going to step you through what I really like in terms of what Houghton Strategic Solutions have done with this video and how other businesses may be able to learn from it. Now, it's not my intention to teach you video marketing here, but what I just want to demonstrate is how simplistic this video is and yet can be highly effective. So we've got some good imagery here. You're using just some text on there, some nice simple transitions. Here's that cat theme going again, which is consistent with what's going on the Facebook page, and obviously a theme for the business. We've got the face of the business here in Melinda. And we've also got some more things coming up there to, give more information. And there's Melinda's voice over the top with some more information there as to how we can make contact. Now, something like that, whilst I can see that you've actually used a film production company that's put this together for you, we can do this as small businesses without too much of an expense, using some rather cheap tools that they're out there these days. If you've got a Mac, iMovie can make really nice quality videos for you. And even if you're just using something like PowerPoint, you can use software like Camtasia or ScreenFlow, which allows you to capture the screen similar to what I'm doing here and then talk over it with a mic and a headset. There's other things out there also like Animoto, which will allow you to have nice themes and transitions and use a combination of videos and also imagery that quite easily blends together. So I'd really encourage you to try and implement some more video within your use of social media. Even if you are just within the platform of Facebook itself, you can upload videos to Facebook directly. It doesn't have to be done via YouTube. And I think it's always important to try and mix up the type of content that we are sharing. Videos get a lot of engagement on Facebook, and therefore I would encourage businesses, if they're not already doing so, to start using more video as part of their Facebook marketing strategy. So Melinda and the team at Houghton Strategic Solutions, I hope this advice has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing your improvements as you implement some of these changes. Please feel free to share your success with us within the private Facebook group that comes with the FB Business Success online training program. And if anyone's watching this that's not part of the FB Business Success online training program, then I encourage you to go to Impactivate, which is IMPACTIV and then the number 8.com.au/FBBS for more information on how you can get involved.